Jay-Z makes quiet escape as Rhymir's lawsuit forces him to leave America. Fast. Do you ever see someone so powerful, so untouchable, that when they finally start running, the silence feels louder than any denial? That's where we are with Jay-Z right now. This man built a billion-dollar empire off his name, married the most carefully curated artist on the planet, and turned a Marcy Project's origin story into royalty. But all that legacy might be crumbling right under his feet, because for the first time in forever, he's not running the game. He's running from it. Let's set the scene. Geneva, Switzerland. Quiet. Controlled. Rich. Locals start spotting a private jet gliding in just before dawn. A blacked-out SUV parked in the shadows. Always the same one. Same plates. Same driver. The whispers grow. That's not tourism. That's not vacation. That's an escape plan. Back in the U.S., Jay-Z is missing from every usual hotspot. No Hampton sightings. No exclusive dinners. No Grammy cameos. Not even a grainy TMZ airport clip. Just gone. And now the only known sightings are in places where American subpoenas don't easily reach. His entire team has reportedly relocated. European legal base, European lawyers, offshore trusts. Even the kids are supposedly enrolled in a Swiss international school. The Carters are moving like a family in witness protection. So, why the sudden disappearance? One name, Rhymir Satterthwaite, a man who's been trying for over a decade to prove that Jay-Z is his father. At first glance, it sounded like another clout chaser story until you look closer. His mother, Wanda, was reportedly just 16 when she met Jay-Z. And now court filings are catching up. If the timelines match and DNA confirms paternity, this doesn't just stay in civil court. It could veer hard into criminal territory. We're talking statutory laws, sealed records, and a potential case that could trigger serious charges. This ain't just a tabloid headline anymore. And Rhymir? He's not asking for money. He wants recognition, public truth, a DNA test. That's it. And Jay-Z's legal team? They've done everything but comply. Delay after delay, filing after filing. His own attorney even admitted to misstating property records in New Jersey. That's not just sloppy, that's suspicious. Especially when the court documents are piling up like a Netflix true crime script waiting to be greenlit. But Rhymir's not the only one. Another woman, Letitia from Maryland, has come forward claiming she's Jay-Z's daughter, too. Family members are backing her up. Viral videos, social posts, and most chilling of all, whispers that she lives in a house Jay-Z allegedly bought, with bills paid quietly behind the scenes and a strict no photos policy. Her aunt even went public, claiming she was the one who introduced her mom to Jay-Z back in the day. And yet again, from Jay-Z's side, radio silence. Let's be real. When it was just one paternity claim, Jay-Z could play the "it's nonsense" card. But two, with details, timelines, receipts? That's not just bad PR. That's potentially career-ending legal fire. Especially when one of those stories includes an underage relationship. And while all this is building, we haven't even touched on the nuclear bomb sitting next to him. Diddy. Jay-Z and Diddy have been hip-hop's billionaire bros for decades. The brunches, the collabs, the deals. But now Diddy's the epicenter of a legal storm that's dragging everyone nearby into the blast zone. FBI raids. Lawsuits spanning decades. Accusations ranging from the disturbing to the downright criminal. And right there, in the shadows of those claims, Jay-Z's name is being whispered more and more, not as a bystander, but as someone who might have known, might have seen, might have participated. And if Diddy flips, that's a wrap. He's not just some washed-up exec. He's the guy who knows where everybody's buried. And Jay-Z might be first on the list. There's a strange kind of stillness around Jay-Z right now, the kind that only happens when everyone knows something big is about to drop. No Instagram posts. No Roc Nation press releases. No Beyoncé visuals to distract us. Just rumors, legal filings, and an eerie lack of denial. This isn't media strategy. This is survival mode. His empire was once airtight. Lawyers, publicists, silence. It all worked for years. But now, every time they try to patch one leak, 3 more burst open. One court filing about Rhymir turns into another about Letitia. Then come the whispers from former associates, old managers, even childhood friends who suddenly don't feel the need to protect the brand anymore. They're posting photos, sharing stories, connecting dots no one wanted connected. Even real estate's giving up secrets. Properties that were once hidden behind LLCs are being traced back to Jay-Z, creating a breadcrumb trail straight to the truth. Once owned undershell companies, properties are suddenly being sold off. Listings appear with little fanfare. The L.A. mansion, rumor has it, has been shown privately to a few international buyers. The New York penthouse staff have either been reassigned or let go. Quietly, efficiently, like a ship getting lighter before a storm. The Carters are unrooting their entire American footprint. And no one from their camp has explained why. Then there's the money trail. Offshore accounts, European trusts, whispers of a $200 million chateau in Cannes. If it was an accident, then it must be diamond. This isn't just wealth protection. It's firewall building. Financial planners are being swapped for legal specialists. Assets are being moved around in ways that scream panic. When billionaires scramble like this, they're not just prepping for a lawsuit, they're prepping for fallout. Meanwhile, Jay-Z's name keeps showing up in the wrong kinds of documents. A recently unsealed civil case in New York references a 2000 after-party where both he and Diddy were allegedly present. The language in the filing is vague, but it's loaded. Enough to raise eyebrows, enough to keep prosecutors circling. The case hasn't officially named him as a defendant yet, but insiders say his name came up during pre-trial discovery. That alone is enough to send a billion-dollar empire into crisis mode. And Diddy? He's not just in trouble, he's drowning. The FBI raid on his Miami mansion sent shockwaves across the entire industry. Suddenly, everyone who ever partied with him, invested with him, or stood next to him in a photo is sweating. The narrative is shifting fast, from whispers to witness lists. And in that world, everyone's wondering the same thing. Who's going to talk first? Diddy has decades of dirt on nearly everyone at the top. But Jay-Z, he's the jewel. The golden one. The one who always seemed too smart, too calculated, too protected to get dragged down. But now, with lawsuits multiplying and Diddy's legal team reportedly exploring plea deals, that protection feels paper-thin. If Diddy names names to save himself, Jay-Z's could be the first out of his mouth. And that's where Beyoncé comes in. Her silence is louder than anything Jay-Z has, or hasn't said. No subtle PR moves. No casual photo ops. No cryptic lyrics. Just a wall of curated calm. The theory is simple. She's planning. Advisors say she's moving assets into her name, making sure the business side of her empire stays untouched. Her team isn't prepping for press, they're prepping for a split if it comes to that. If Jay-Z falls, she can't afford to fall with him. They've always been a brand, not just a couple. But that brand is now on the edge of collapse. Behind the scenes, everyone's bracing for a move that might finally break the illusion of unshakable power. Jay-Z built the throne, but Beyoncé might be the one who walks away wearing the crown. The conversation around Jay-Z is no longer just about lawsuits or rumors. It's about legacy. Everything he built, his music, his business empire, his cultural influence, is under a microscope. And every day, he stays silent. That microscope zooms in closer. Fans aren't asking if something's going on anymore. They're asking how bad it really is. Journalists are chasing flight logs. Social media sleuths are digging into archive footage and song lyrics, dissecting every line for hidden meanings. A photo of Jay-Z at a Geneva cafe trends for days, not because of what he was doing, but because it's proof he's still out there. Watching. Not speaking, just watching. What's next? Terrifying isn't the noise, it's the silence. His usual defenders have gone quiet. Artists who used to call him their mentor? Not a word. Business partners? Missing in action. Even major platforms that once hailed him as the GOAT are backing off, avoiding direct mention. It's like everyone's waiting to see which way the wind blows before they decide what team they're on. No one wants to back a sinking ship. And then there's the wild card no one wants to acknowledge out loud. If this thing explodes, it won't just ruin careers. It could spark a cultural reckoning. Jay-Z isn't just a rapper. He's the blueprint, the example of how to go from street hustle to corporate boardroom. If his name gets dragged through the mud in courtrooms and headlines, it challenges the entire myth that success protects you, that fame insulates you, that power makes you untouchable. Because clearly it doesn't. There are already whispers of a documentary in the works. Major networks are circling the story. Podcast deals, book offers. Everyone's lining up to tell the story, especially the people who were once told to shut up. Former employees, ex-girlfriends, associates who got burned, their silence used to be bought. Now, the price has changed. Attention is the new currency. And Jay-Z is the hottest topic on the market. But the most dangerous twist in this saga isn't legal, it's personal. Diddy, trapped in a storm of lawsuits and federal investigations, might see cooperation as his only escape. And Jay-Z, who has always positioned himself as a chess master, may have finally run out of moves. If Diddy talks, he doesn't just risk implicating Jay-Z in private parties or financial entanglements. He risks blowing up the entire facade of who Jay-Z really is behind closed doors. There are too many stories, too many years, too many secrets buried under NDAs, offshore wires, and PR cleanups. And with each leak, the image of the unshakable mogul fades. What's left is a man cornered by his own legend, trying to stay 10 steps ahead in a game where the board has changed. Even the Illuminati theories are back. The internet's pulling old interviews, weird gestures from music videos, and lyrics from deep cuts, spinning conspiracies about cults, cabals, and secret deals. As ridiculous as some of it sounds, the fact that people are taking it seriously at all shows how far the public trust has eroded. The idea that Jay-Z might be hiding from something more than lawsuits doesn't feel impossible anymore. It feels plausible. And then there's Beyoncé. Her brand remains pristine, no cracks, no missteps. But if Jay-Z gets indicted, or if Diddy throws him under the bus, she'll be forced to pick a side. Behind every polished photo op and European shopping trip is a woman measuring her next move down to the second. If she leaves, it'll be flawless. If she stays, it'll be on her terms. Either way, the Carters will never look the same again. The empire is shaking. The crown is loose. And the game? It's no longer being played in the boardrooms. It's being fought in courtrooms, headlines, and whispers in the dark.